The meeting room will come to order. We are now holding a meeting of the West Holt FFA chapter. Madam Vice President, are all officers at their stations?
I shall call the roll of officers, determine if they are at their stations, and report back to you, Madam President. The sentinels stationed by the door, your duties there? Through this door pass many friends of the FFA. It is my duty to see that the door is open to our friends at all times and that they are welcome. I care for the meeting room and paraphernalia. I strive to keep the room comfortable and assist the president in maintaining order.
The reporter. The reporter is stationed by the flag.
Why by the flag?
As the flag covers the United States of America, so I strive to inform the people, in order that every man, woman, and child may know that the FFA is a national organization that reaches from the state of Alaska to the Virgin Islands, and from the state of Maine to Hawaii.
The treasurer.
Stationed at the emblem of Washington.
Your duties there?
I keep a record of receipts and disbursements, just as Washington kept his farm accounts, carefully and accurately. I encourage thrift among the members and strive to build up our financial standing through savings and investments. George Washington was better able to serve his country because he was financially independent.
The secretary.
Stationed by the ear of corn.
Your duties there?
I keep an accurate record of all meetings and correspond with other secretaries wherever corn is grown and FFA members meet.
The advisor.
Here by the owl.
Why stationed by the owl?
The owl is a time-honored emblem of knowledge and wisdom. Being older than the rest of you, I am asked to advise you from time to time as it arises. I hope that my advice will always be based on true knowledge and ripened with wisdom. Madam Vice President, why do you keep a plow at your station?
The plow is a symbol of labor and tillage of the soil. Without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom can accomplish much. My duties require me to assist at all times in directing the work of our organization. I preside over meetings in the absence of our president, whose place is beneath the rising sun.
Why is the president so stationed?
The rising sun is a token of a new era in agriculture. If we will follow the leadership of our president, we shall be led out of the darkness of selfishness and into the glorious sunlight of brotherhood and cooperation. Madam President, all officers are at their stations.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. The secretary will call the roll of members.
There are 7 members and numerous guests present, Madam President.
Thank you. FFA members, why are we here?
To practice brotherhood, honor agricultural opportunities and responsibilities, and develop those qualities of leadership which an FFA member should possess.
May we accomplish our purposes. I now declare this meeting of the West Holt FFA chapter duly open for the transaction of business or attention to any matters which may properly be presented. Is there any new business?
Madam President,
Madam Vice President,
I move that our chapter initiate a plan for a statewide centennial celebration for the National FFA organization.
Second.
It is moved and seconded that our chapter initiate a plan for a statewide centennial celebration for the National FFA organization. Is there any debate?
Madam President,
Madam Vice President,
as the maker of this motion, I urge you all to get with me and pass it. This is an amazing way to commemorate everything our organization stands for. This allows us to mingle with others and grow our connections with each other while honoring our National FFA organization. Therefore, let's pass this motion.
Madam President,
Madam Advisor,
I agree with the maker of this motion and believe we should pass this motion. FFA is a very important organization that is respected in our entire state. This would be a great way to bring chapters all over our state together. During this celebration, we can also learn things from other chapters. So please pass this motion. Madam President,
Madam Secretary,
passing this motion will greatly benefit our FFA chapter. The first line in the FFA creed is, I believe in the future of agriculture with a faith born not of words but of deeds. This is a deed that we can do to show our appreciation for FFA as a chapter, and it's something we can do to give back. Please pass the motion.
Madam President,
Madam Treasurer,
I do not see eye to eye with this motion. Our chapter does not have the time to plan this, and it will be a lot of work to contact and host an event for the entire state. Therefore, I urge the Assembly to cast a negative vote on this.
Madam President,
Madam Sentinel,
I agree with the previous speaker. Our chapter simply does not have the time and resources to properly carry out this motion. We do not have a space that would be able to host so many organizations. Our chapter also simply does not have the time to be able to put this on, and we are all very busy right now. Given these facts, a negative vote is the only plausible way to vote.
Madam President,
Madam Reporter,
I rise in strong agreement with this motion. FFA is a very important organization in Nebraska. Many local and national businesses already support FFA. It would not be hard to get others to follow this plan, and as a reporter, this could be something we could easily advertise to many other chapters and make sure they follow along with our idea. Please pass the motion.
Madam President,
Madam Sentinel,
I am not an advocate for this motion. There are simply too many variables that are very difficult to figure out. We do not know where we would host this, who would we invite to come to this, and when we would do this, and who would be in charge of putting this on. This is simply too much work for our small organization. Fail the motion.
Madam President,
Madam Advisor,
I rise on the positive side of this motion. Members all over the state work extremely hard all year round, and they deserve to be recognized with a celebration such as this. Also, we have discussed with other chapters about holding a celebration such as this one, and we have all agreed that this would be a fantastic idea. So please pass the motion.
Madam President,
Madam Treasurer,
I move to refer this motion to the Program of Activities Committee, giving them the power to act.
Second.
it is moved and seconded to refer this motion to the Program of Activities Committee, giving them the power to act. Is there any debate?
Madam President,
Madam Treasurer,
I rise with strong agreement in this motion. In order to get more information regarding when we would plan this event, and if we have the time to plan this event, we must refer this motion. The Program of Activities Committee is also very responsible and will help us make the best decision regarding our entire FFA chapter. Please pass the referral.
Madam President,
Madam Secretary,
I disagree with the previous speaker. I believe that this is a motion that we would need to be able to carry out ourselves. And we will also be able to have our chapter officer bonding if we were to carry out this motion. Please fail the referral.
Madam President,
Madam Sentinel,
I agree with the making of this motion. This is a very important motion that celebrates the National FFA organization. The POA will be able to handle this motion much better, and it will be in very good hands. Pass the motion.
Madam President,
Madam Advisor,
I disagree with the making of this referral. One of the lines in our FFA mission statement is premier leadership. As the officers of our chapter, it is our responsibility to lead our chapter in making decisions such as this one. We have made decisions such as this in the past about holding an activity, so I do not see why this motion should be any different. Fail the referral.
Madam President,
Madam Treasurer,
I disagree with the previous speaker. Although we are the officers and we are supposed to be the ones making the decisions, we also have to keep the whole chapter in our mind and think about the best decision regarding the entire chapter. This is also the Program of Activities' responsibility to handle motions like this. Therefore, please pass the referral.
Madam President,
Madam Vice President,
I wish to speak against this referral. While the POA committee has all the right contacts to carry this out, and they may be the best equipped to get the idea of this, we'll need all hands on deck to carry out this major motion. Therefore, if we only refer it to the committee, they will not have enough members to properly get this done, so we should fail the referral.
Madam President,
Madam Reporter,
Please join me in failing this motion. The POA is perfectly capable of handling this motion, but as of now, their schedule is very packed, and we have not been able to send past motions to them because of this. We should not burden them with a motion that we would be able to handle ourselves, so therefore, please join me in failing the motion.
Madam President,
Madam Advisor,
I move to take a 5-minute recess.
Second. It is moved and seconded to take a 5-minute recess. Are there any amendments? Seeing there are none, we will vote. All in favor of taking a 5-minute recess, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no.
No.
The noes have it. Motion fails. We will not take a 5-minute recess. Is there any more debate on the referrals?
Madam President,
Madam Sentinel,
I call previous question.
Second.
previous question has been moved and seconded. We will now vote. All in favor of previous question, please rise. You may be seated. All opposed, please rise. You may be seated. The motion passes. We will now vote on the referral. All in favor that we refer this motion to the Program of Activities Committee, giving them the power to act, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no.
No.
The ayes have it. Motion passes.
I call division of assembly.
Division of Assembly has been called. We will now vote on the referral. All in favor that we refer this motion to the Program of Activities Committee, giving them the power, please rise. All, you may be seated. All opposed, please rise. You may be seated. The noes have it, motion fails. Is there any more discussion on the main motion?
Madam President,
Madam Vice President.
I implore the Assembly to adopt this motion. While this could be difficult to pull off, but if we all work together, we can find a way to make it work. We have hosted many different conferences, such as EDGE, as well as held our own contests in the past. This means we don't have no idea what it's like to carry out this motion, so we wouldn't be completely oblivious to what we need to do. Therefore, let's pass this motion.
Madam President,
Madam Secretary.
I see eye to eye with this motion. I have talked to secretaries from other schools who have wanted to do something like this, but I've never went through with it. Seeing as our chapter is very good with following through with motions, and other chapters also seem to think that this would be a good idea, I strongly encourage the Assembly to get behind the motion and adopt it.
Madam President,
Madam Reporter.
I encourage the Assembly to vote in the positive. As the previous speaker said, she has talked with other secretaries from other chapters, and they have been willing to do this motion. We could keep on communicating with them and see if we could use their spaces to hold this, seeing as our school doesn't have very large areas to host this event. Please pass the motion.
Is there any more debate on the main motion? Seeing there is none, we will vote. All in favor that our chapter initiate a plan for a statewide centennial celebration for the National FFA organization, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no.
No.
The ayes have it. Motion passes. Madam Secretary, do you have a record of any further business which should now be transacted?
I have none, Madam President.
Does any member know of any new or unfinished business which should properly come before this meeting? We are about to adjourn this meeting of the West Holt FFA chapter. As we mingle with others, let us be diligent in labor, just in our dealings, courteous to everyone, and above all, honest and fair in the game of life. Fellow members and guests, join me in a salute to our flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I now declare this meeting adjourned.